we're in a little bit late, but we are going to be hitching a ride on Dota TV today, as we will take a look at IG versus LFY Game 2. IG currently stand 1-0 over LFY. I have no idea what happened. Someone please tell me. But yeah, I mean, they're a powerhouse team right now. They are absolute monsters, and if anyone can challenge them, I'll be a little impressed. So IG going to be on the Radiant, LFY on the Dire. There may be another stream on this game in a different language, on a different stream that is actually not as delayed as I am. I am on Dota TV delay and stream delay. So if you guys want to watch it more live, then unfortunately I can't do anything about this. I'm a little bit too late to this party. But yeah, it is going to be IG versus LFY, and we got Lifestealer going with Lina. Pretty interesting opening from IG, and for LFY, Earth Spirit joined by that Warlock. Again, pretty much some of the more powerful support heroes, at least on the LFY side, if Monkey King is out especially. Crystal Maiden is still in, and for IG, that is their jam. I wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and pick that one up pretty much right after this pick. You know, the great thing about being on Dota TV is that I can actually rewind, which, who knows, I may or may not use. But Ricky's going to be taken out along with a Slardar. A couple of carries being banned out from the IG side. Heroes that are pretty resistant to the Lifestealer specifically. So it looks like enabling Lifestealer is going to be up IG's alley. With the Ricky Monkey King already banned out, it doesn't really seem like they will be able to get this Lifestealer easy access into the fights, at least from a support standpoint. It's going to have to come from the off lane. I mean, Lina's going to go towards the mid lane 9 times out of 10. Lifestealer may struggle to actually find his way into those engagements. Still looking for XXS's hero. Can definitely pick up something with some mobility. A puck off lane is something that he has played before. And that is going to be a natural hero that Lifestealer works pretty well with. You know, any sort of offlaner like Sand King or a Centaur can work well with the Lifestealer, but requires them to pick up a Blink Dagger beforehand. So Puck is probably the most natural partner there. It's also not too late to switch gears with this Lina. Get someone from the mid lane to partner up with the Lifestealer, like a Storm Spirit type hero. Crystal Maiden is going to be neither here nor there, but it's still going to be something that IG are very comfortable with. And LFY with a Vengeful Spirit want to go aggro, want to go in early. I actually really like teams that do this. Just sometimes you just got to bust out the core Vengeful Spirit and try to pressure your opponents. Now it is going to be going up against some pretty nice fight-ready heroes early on, the Lina and the Lifestealer. But for IG, they have mana galore for a Lina, so that mid lane is looking pretty good for them. Concern right now is that LFY are just going to 4th pick, and then Lina versus Shadow Fiend and Earth Spirit is really tough. So I'm not really sure how IG adapt to that. Like, are there any other, even situational roamers that they could pick up? They've played Night Stalker before, tried to get away with that as far as pressuring mid. Ogre Magi can help. It's actually not terrible versus LFY, but just having an Ogre Magi for the very early stages is great and everything, but his effectiveness is very quickly going to run out. Like when you're talking about killing off a core Vengeful Spirit, Ogre Magi for the stun is nice, but you need more than that. IG are going to still stick to their guns. XXS, one of the better Legion Commander players around. It's going to be grabbed now. Still, it's not really the best hero to have with the Lifestealer, but it can get the job done. And LFY adapt a little bit and grab the Medusa. Legion Commander, Lifestealer, obviously both melee. Very susceptible to that Stone Gaze. It will perhaps not make LFY's push as effective as it could have been should they have picked up someone like a Shadow Fiend. That's a little bit all in, This is going to give LFY something to fall back on. I mean, even though Medusa does naturally have good matchups versus Legion versus Lifestealer, still not really going to be a guaranteed. Oh, we have late game locked up. Something that IG can contest to a decent degree. LFY now should just be looking for that off-lane selection. Puck out. It would be very difficult to deal with a Puck with a Crystal Maiden +1. And how are you going to deal with this Medusa? That's another problem. It seems like no matter what, this Lifestealer is going to have a tough time going into these engagements. These 4-position bans have been kind of devastating from LFY.
5 seconds remaining.
Lifestealer will have to lean on the Legion Commander pretty hard. Mana burners are usually not the greatest from that support role, so killing off Medusa, kind of tough. No room for like an anti-mage type hero, obviously. No real room for a Lion. Mana drain's kind of slow anyway. It's not really fantastic. Can they like Keeper of the Light and try to mana leak her? That's not the worst way of dealing with it. Nyx Assassin's gonna be banned out. Support. How is Nyx Assassin still in? That's mind-boggling. But yeah, Nyx Assassin with CM would have been pretty devastating. Mana burn especially. Point click towards Medusa, and wow, we have a Venomancer again today for the LFY side. I'm not really sure what these lanes are gonna look like now. Is it an offensive lane with the Vengeful Spirit? That's powerful, but the Lifestealer CM +1 can certainly deal with that, or at least fight on par. And the Venomancer support with a Core Venge is something we've seen before. It gets you a little bit of push action. Core Venge can rotate out of the lane really early. And it is going to be a Lina support. Not bad. Okay. The Core Venge can rotate out of the lane early, get Venomancer that experience, and at the same time, not drop the ball offensively. But a Tinker last pick for IG is going to be something that LFY can still deal with. Earth Spirit, Venomancer, Plague Wards, the wave from the Vengeful Spirit to see him. And then, of course, the swap, the Chaotic Offering to actually kill him off. Will make split pushing for the Tinker a little bit difficult. But though that may be the case, they still will have the kind of defense power of the Tinker. Really difficult to perform that defense when there's a Core Venge and a swap on the way, but yeah, it's still pretty good. IG definitely with the capacity of snowballing early. Not really sure the odds of that, since Tinker is going to need help from both of these supports. Tinker versus Medusa should be pretty nice. I want to listen to the Chinese caster guys. Get me off this directed camera. There we go. We could rewind if we really want to. But yeah, IG did win game 1 with some strategy, I'm sure. I'm sure it was insane. But yeah, we'll see what's going to happen here in this second game. LFY looking to be quite comfortable with their draft. Let's actually get rid of this as well. I think I could get rid of that. Yeah, I can get rid of that as well. Alright, but we have Banana on the Venomancer. Iron Talon first. Straight jungle Veno? Interesting. Monet is going to be handling the Medusa. We got LPC, Spirit. Warlock's going to be played by DDC. Got Super on the Vengeful Spirit. And yeah, that should just about be it. On the IG side, we have Baboka on the support Lina. He's going to be joined by his sister Q on the Crystal Maiden. Got Burning on the Lifestealer. Spooky set on him. XSS on his trademark Legion Commander. And OP Tinker. Definitely a comfort zone pick for, I would say, 4 out of 5 of these IG players. Baboka support Lina is something that he doesn't really play all that much often. Ooh, my stream is struggling. No, we're okay. You guys didn't have to deal with it. I'm on Dota TV anyway. I can always rewind and see a fight again. But I think he used to play it way back when Lina support was actually a thing. He doesn't play it all that often, though. It does seem like it's It's not really something that IG run as much as other teams, and it's also something that will go towards the mid lane when it is picked up. But either way, there's no one on bottom. That was the concern I had for LFY. Like, you either offensive tri-lane or offensive dual lane or something, or you have nothing. So it looks like they will choose nothing. And Lifestealer Burning is going to have an absolute field day. You can go for a quick Midas, something along those lines. This Medusa, by the way, is getting her ass kicked by Tinker just with right clicks. But yeah, Burning's going to have the time of his life. Baboka as well. Maybe playing a hero he doesn't play all that often, at least not in these officials, is going to have really nothing to do except for playing the jungle. And of course the Crystal Maiden is going to be happy about that as well. Q plays CM pretty much like every other game. But a straight jungling hero there, and Magic Missile up towards top, roll in, Shadow Word is there. XSS drops a little bit of damage back towards his enemies, and it will not be enough to kill him off. In the meantime, OP grabs a kill on Monet. You can't blame me for that one, guys. That kind of just happens. And it will be First Blood by himself. Wow. I mean, again, I said Tinker has a favorable matchup versus Medusa. Medusa doesn't really have that many great matchups. Like, maybe versus a DK or a Magnus, something like that. It's not bad, but versus a Tinker, those nukes hit hard, and once you're blinded as Medusa, well, you're pretty darn useless. Even with help coming in from an Earth Spirit, I'm not really sure if that's going to change things all that much. Oh shit, we can actually, well, witness this whiffed kill, but we can actually... Okay, let's see what happened. This is sick. I like this. I wish I could do this all the time. Looks like Monet just got right-clicked and lasered. Yeah. Feels pretty bad. And no, wait. I thought I just saw this. Yeah, well, not this time, OP. He still has a missile available to him. But this jungling Venomancer better be getting a lot. I don't think he's going to go necessarily that much faster than the jungling Crystal Maiden. Maybe slightly faster. And he's going to return to this bottom lane. Level 3 now with the Plague Wards. That will push in the Lifestealer quite a bit. Lifestealer can deal with the push. He can deal with those Plague Wards. As can Baboka. We can see he's even outranging them. But, hey, Burning, 15-1. Pretty clean there. Up towards top lane, Super. Being a little bit more aggressive. He's able to kill off XSS. Almost kill off XSS once. He's not having the greatest time in the world. Speaking of not having great times, Monet, once again, lasered and aggroed by the Tinker. Just having extra mana as a Tinker is insane. I mean, half of Tinker's builds is just building up mana pool and mana regeneration. Early on, when you have that level 2 Arcane Aura, the lasers stop for nothing. Do you guys see these lines here? What is that? I'm not sure what that is, but it's really triggering me right now. Yeah, this Tinker is just dumpstering this Medusa. 4 creep kills for the Medusa and 18 and 12 for the Tinker. This is what happens when you play Tinker as OP. You just kind of train... Where was I going with that? You just kind of run a train over everyone. That's how you English. It's been a long day, guys. Magic Missile goes in the Legion. She gets a heal off on herself. She'll be just fine. Q, level 4, still farming. Isn't really desperately needed anywhere, so maybe she'll even get to that level 5 mark before she decides to make an aggressive move. Now, pretty standard play for CMs is get level 4, by 4 minutes, and then go out and look for a kill. Looks like she'll have a chance right now as XSS can be aggroed upon. It was a trap the entire time. Super is not going to get Frostbitten just yet. They don't need it. They'll work him down with right clicks. Now Frostbite going towards DDC, and XSS hot on the tail of DDC, although the Warlock does have boots. He's going to try to juke. Q is there to catch him, and so is Baboka. Sister Power taking down DDC 3-0 for the IG squad. And LFY, you have to see that one coming. I mean, CM is standard enough nowadays that you should know that that's the timing. It sometimes comes a little bit later, sometimes comes a little bit earlier, but you know that the Crystal Maiden is going to look to try to counter gank you. Level 4. Vengeful Spirit is, as a core, typically pretty difficult to pin down and kill off. But with these heroes sticking around here with Super in their sights, they do freeze up Super once. They have a Nova. and an LSA. Level 4 on the Lina. It will all land onto Super. Still alive with 7 stick charges. Wand charges, rather. And Baboka, take a magic missile, but XS, he's a scary Legion commander. You don't want to touch that, man. In the meantime, bottom lane Burning is having an absolutely free time. The Venomancer is going to abandon ship as the Medusa is going to desperately try to jungle. This is not something that Medusa does well. It's something that she does eventually. But hey, when you only have 4 CS, you gotta do what you gotta do. And Banana is definitely a capable mid laner. Again, not the best mid laner, but hey, the slow push in towards Tinker. The creep wave may not survive, but the plague wards are immune to the machines. The bottom lane tower already claimed in favor of IG. I mean, it's cash in Burning's pocket, but perhaps more importantly, it's cash also filtering into OP's pockets. That Soul Ring travels being accelerated by just that much. Also, top lane XSS is starting to push that one seriously as well. And Super is going to be driven back all the way to his base. A couple of heroes rotating here and there, trying to peg down Burning perhaps, but Legion Commander and Lina are not heroes you want to mess with. I don't know how Lina has more experience than Legion Commander. That could just kind of happen, but we'll see Super on the incoming. Magic Missile goes towards Legion. Earth Spirit's approaching as well, but there are LSAs to dodge if you want to go for this one. Roll in is going to be way off the mark. Plus, Lifestealer of all heroes is rotating in. It's once again a trap, and LPC took the bait. Hook, line, and sinker. IG will chalk another one up 4-0. Now, this time, to be fair to LFY, you don't expect Burning to come in and gank your lane, right? Especially when there's just no one on the bottom lane. But hey, Burning is on top of the net worth chart. I'm pretty sure he didn't miss any CS. Probably got a couple of jungle creeps here and there too. Letting Burning do his own thing the entire game is not a good idea. Would not recommend. Oh, he missed a CS. What a scrub. OP is going to have a very, very fast set of travels. Just farming up these plague wards a little bit. I mean, we can see Bananas grinding out this lane pretty well. As far as CS is concerned, it is, you know, not super easy to get every single last hit with those plague wards unless you do some nice micro. You missed 2 of them there, I believe. But forcing OP to last it under tower, it's a little bit of a struggle for the Tinker. But at this point, he's close enough to his travels that it doesn't really make a difference in the grand scheme of things. Burning is still farming, but farming the off lane next to the enemy tier 2. And LFY can't kill him. Warlock's only level 4. Vengeful Spirit's out of mana because she's jungling now. This is not the plan when you run a Core Venge. Even a Core Venge with the Medusa. They ran the off-laneless build, which is something that teams used to do, just sack the off lane. But nowadays, off lane is so good, man. You get so much out of it, especially with the Shrine. On the Dire side, just a hop, skip, and a jump away. 2 towers so far in favor of IG. XSS isn't even level 6 yet. I mean, IG are going to concern themselves with the fact that they will not have that much easy space to get farm. Usually at this stage, like with a tower up here, you're going to have a lot of farm area in between the towers, but as the towers start to fall, as your creep wave starts to push and they're not pushing back, it's actually going to be a little more difficult to find that gold. It's like the ultimate first world problem. But Burning has his armlet coming up. Legion Commander just picks up phase. It seems like she's under-farmed, but it's only 10 minutes in the game as an off-lane Legion. 3 assists to her name. Just now picks up Duel as well. LFY are like not on the map at all. Like they are barely interacting with IG because every single time they try, IG just stomp them into the ground. Speaking of, Super trying to interact with XSS and IG looking to stomp her into the ground. But Boca's sticking to the Lena's guns right now. This is a standard mid lane Lena build. Maybe Shadow Blade over Bloodstone is not quite standard, but it's close enough. XSS still chilling over in mid. Arcane Rune Legion is legit with the heals. We will have a couple of extra heroes coming in. 3 smoked in this, and LFY maybe a little bit excited to go in for XSS. I don't know if they should be. Kick is good onto 2 heroes. The Warlock Golem gonna drop as well. XSS is gonna fall, but an LSA onto 3 is gonna destroy their health pools. Not quite gonna get any kills just yet as Burning fails to kill off Banana. The Infest out of range. He will take a lot of damage from that Nova. Freezing Field goes off, but in the end, it's a 3-for-1 in favor of LFY. Warlock barely survives, as does Banana. And IG walk in a little bit too aggressively, and ooh, even Q getting picked off by Poison in the back, making it 4-for-1. And IG could have made it, you know, 2 kills richer with that Infest if it landed. 1 more right click on the Warlock would have killed him off. But that Warlock Golem turning things around in a big way for LFY. Huge swing. Now IG still keep burning alive, and he is really, really farmed. Trying to go for a hero like Venomancer. Actually slithers pretty quickly. And is actually bulking up a lot. Iron Talon's got some armor on that. Got even more armor with the Buckler. Not exactly the best thing to do. And even just like fighting those large scale fights with Tinker, you do want to do that when it's like 30 minutes in, but when it's only 12, you can only get like 1 salvo of missiles off, 1 laser and 1 march, and then it's like, it's not really going to do a hell of a lot. It takes too much time to rearm, and you're going to run out of mana too quickly. A great response from the Lena, but that's pretty much where it ended. Scan onto Q. I mean, IG, they thought that they can get away with that simply because they were so far ahead, they got so much out of the laning stage. But that fight is going to be huge for LFY. Medusa now with the Hand of Midas. Now, Medusa is an item and gold-hungry hero, so Midas is good to have on her, but it's not really good to get on her, if that makes any sense. The jukes, though, from Monet. XSS is going to get juked around the trees, but now has a clear line of sight. Closing in. He's going to prep the duel. Monet's going to take a missile. Q is here as well. And can't land the duel. Now here comes the swap in onto Q. Is going to get silenced, so he cannot use his ultimate. The duel will land onto the Earth Spirit with Nova there. They will kill him off and keep Q alive. Somehow. XSS, though, is sticking around for perhaps too long. The reinforcements are coming in for LFY. No, okay. They also pick off the Dusa. Looks like the Tinker was able to sneak that in. You know what? Yeah, we're not going to do it. We're not going to watch it. Yeah, whatever. It's still 2 kills for IG. Messy kills, but you know what? In the end, it's Legion Commander to get a duel victory. Burning was farming in the meantime. Lena was pushing in the bottom lane in the meantime. Roll in on Burning is going to miss. They drop the rock. A couple of rocks, in fact, on the life shield. It all gets buffed out by XSS. They drop the Venomancer ulti onto everyone, but I don't think it's going to get any kills. Did any lethal poison damage land on anyone? No. Actually, on Legion, yes, but I don't think that's going to be enough. No, and she's fine. So everyone is going to eat that ultimate from Venomancer. No problemo. And everyone from LFY will back off after having suffered severe casualties. Tinker with Travels is looking at a 15-minute Blink Dagger. The bottom lane is being pushed by LFY. Core Venge makes you want to push, but the slow siege power from Medusa. Again, nowhere near the caliber of a Shadow Fiend, but still will get them a tier 1. Versus the 2 towers that IG have taken themselves. The Blink Dagger is actually almost completed on XSS as well as being done on the Tinker. So yeah, that mid lane fight, perhaps just a fluke from IG, are soon to be working with a absolute mess of items, including this Lifestealer, who now is going to have an Infest way in, plus a Hand of Midas on Burning 15 minutes in. Stay competitive with that Medusa. Medusa is, versus the carries of IG, really well positioned. Perhaps with the exception of versus... What? I thought I turned that off. Okay, it was on. Turns out light blue means on. But yeah, laser's good against Medusa, but burning with this Hand of Midas also lets him stay in his allies more with Infest. That's sometimes a problem that life stealers run into, which is that you're Infest bombing all the time. You're getting some kills, but in general, you're not farming. The Hand of Midas kind of smooths that over. Jesus. Okay, 15-minute Midas on life stealer is one thing. 15-minute Midas CM, 15-minute Midas Legion Commander, and a 16-minute Shadow Blade. I don't make the rules, guys. I just follow those laws that are laid down by the Frog. They're gonna catch the Legion Commander. Not gonna get a chance to heal herself until she's very, very low. She's gonna drop an overwhelming odds. Now finally heal herself. Backup is coming in. Duel onto the Earth Spirit. March of the Machines is there. Backup is coming in, but the Stone Gaze is gonna prevent them from coming in very quickly. XSS juking through the trees. One good juke deserves another, and Q will draw a double. Now here comes Burning onto Monet. No mana, no hope. Will drop to the Life Stealer 3-0, including a duel win for the Legion Commander. 11-4. And IG are showing off why they are right now the best team. What? I bet Baboka didn't expect that. He's just gonna randomly find a Warlock and solo kill him. Again, I don't make the rules, I just follow them, guys. Yeah, Lina with the very intentional kill on the Warlock. Whatever works, man. Whatever works. This is a support Lina, but at the end of the day, she still has a Shadow Blade. She's a Shadow Blade hero with a crap ton of spell damage. And is going to go for Ags. Don't mind that one bit. You probably just go, yeah, cast range, respawn time with this type of build on Lina. Again, you don't have that Bloodstone, so you can't sustain LSA spam. Even with the CM with her. Over towards mid lane, they're going to converge onto Banana. I challenge you to a duel, Venomancer. Pistols at dawn. Over towards top lane. In the meantime, LPC still stalking Baboka, but not going to act just yet. There's no detection here, that's why. How do they not have detection? Well, maybe they just now saw the invis? 34 damage for XSS, 17 minutes in. Way above par. Tower mid lane still somehow alive. Burning. We'll dodge the roll. But wow, Tinker. Yeah, this is gonna be a rough game for LFY. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Even rougher than it already is. They're gonna get 3-1 on Midas's. I guess 3-2 on Midas's. They're gonna go up against a Tinker map control who's been pretty much non-stop dominating the map. XSS's Legion Commander, who despite not having a Blink Dagger, is still with 34 damage. Burning still getting kills, despite not having a good partner to jump into. With the Hand of Midas, this is getting kind of disgusting. And Baboka, the supposedly support Lina, you know, is capable of easily assassinating the vast majority of LFY. We'll probably get a little bit of help from the Tinker friend as well. By the way, Core Venge, third from the bottom, below the enemy support CM. That feels pretty bad, man. At least they have this Medusa as kind of just like a emergency late game plan. And it looks like it's gonna be that. Like, it is definitely an emergency. Any plans for aggression from LFY? That's pretty much stopped. That pretty much stopped like 9 minutes ago, honestly. Crystal Maiden with Hand of Midas going for Pipe. It is insane value up against LFY. Even Medusa's damage, like, it is mostly physical with once she gets her items. But like, even with that, everyone else on LFY pretty heavy in the magic. Not even a count super is damage, though being a core and technically physical. The only thing you're really worried about right now as IG is the Stone Gaze, the Warlock Rock, and the Venomancer ult. That's about it. Get a BKB, get a Pipe, and you're going to be kind of invulnerable. XSS on the hunt. Once again, are you ready to duel Banana? Probably not. He's dead in an instant. Gets the ultimate off. A lot of poison damage will be done, but it doesn't seem like it's quite high enough level to be relevant. Mid lane push from Medusa. March, missiles up towards top. They're going to catch Baboka with the dust, but nothing else. Still on the run. They drop a second rock on her. Swap her back. They will kill off the support Lina for sure, but lose their core Venge in exchange. Really good trade for LFY. You know, how often do we get to say that? But now here comes Lifesteal. They're going to try to blast down the Earth Spirit with the Tinker. Not quite there. Burning will settle for a Warlock Golem, which he will 5-shot. And now can even go for Roshan, although he does have that Vengeance Aura debuff. Probably not super eager to challenge Roche at this stage. For 1 kill, LFY almost gained an advantage off of that because of how far ahead the support Lina is. Almost.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And Tinker is starting to get swole. Only level 1 Dagon, but needs to improve that that mana pool. We build up towards that Soul Booster with the Bloodstone. XSS. Once again, ready to duel fools, and is going to find a fool in Banana, although he has a lot of help here. Swap not going to be used on anyone but OP. He's going to drag him to the middle of the fight, and they should be able to bring down this Tinker. XSS in the meantime does not kill off Banana with his duel because no one else was able to help him, and now he's stuck in the soup that is Upheaval. He'll purge it off once, but that's not going to... And Tinker, as LFY come in huge with their cavalry. That swap on the Tinker is backbreaking, man. You can't do much about that as Tinker except for not be there. That is going to be a huge turnaround in favor of LFY. What is this gold swing looking at like? Yeah, 2,600 swing. 5k experience gained. Pretty sweet there for LFY. It's not going to solve things. It's just going to help things along for them. They need this Medusa to keep farming. She can get accelerated by kills, so be it. They'll take a tower pretty easily. And get the 6th Midas of the game. Right? Quick Midas check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think... Now, I don't want to be, you know, too aggressive with this, but I think Ice Frog may have done goofed with these Midas buffs. I think it is slightly off. These Midases are going to be picked up later for LFY than for IG. So IG just get more value off those items. Right now, they're looking for some more blood. Unfortunately, any blood that they look for is going to be hard to find because of this Sentry, Observer Ward, rather, from LFY, which will see absolutely everything. Looks like they're going to group up. Expect the rotation from IG, and IG are going to walk right into this. This is really, really bad for the Radiant side. They will just immediately Stone Gaze before IG do anything, though. Monet blows it a little bit early. They're going to get on top of the Lina, but the Yule Scepter, how does she have a Yule Scepter? Is going to be used to save her for a couple more seconds. Burning in the middle of the fight. Will get petrified. Will pop the Rage eventually, but he's not stealing enough life here. Needs some help. He's going to go for DDC, get the kill. In the meantime, jump in for a duel onto the Medusa. It's not something that XS is going to win, but Tinker is getting so much space in the meantime to blast people in the back. XS will still fall, leaving Monet alive, and IG will retreat. That was a little bit of a botched engagement there from LFY. They knew that the enemies were smoked and coming in, but Medusa on the front lines like that kind of showed off that knowledge a little bit earlier than it really should have. Yet still, that's going to be an advantageous exchange for LFY, taking down both XSS and Lifestealer, not to mention the, again, quote-unquote, support Lina very, very quickly. IG just walked right into that one, smoking under an Observer Ward. Rough times. This map control is still going to be really difficult for LFY to deal with. Medusa is climbing the net worth chart, is right behind the enemy Tinker. But that doesn't mean that she's unkillable. It doesn't mean that they have a way of dealing with the Tinker that's really effective. OP is also just a monster at the hero. There's that also. XSS still has 48 dual damage. Still really good for 25 minutes. And a Midas now a blade mail up. Medusa's not really a huge blade mail target. It will do damage back to her, but split shot when dueled, you really do want to be looking towards some of the other heroes at that point. Still, they'll have a life stealer to join with the Legion. Haven't really gotten many of those yet. Life stealer seems content farming it up. The Venomancer also starting to bounce back in his farm department. Level 19, my god. 25 minutes in. Quick level check. 19, 19, 18. 16, 18, 18. How the hell is he 19? Either way, he's pretty darn tanky. His ultimate is pretty much guaranteed in these engagements. Not amped up just yet. Again, no Veil, Ags, Blink. Wonder if they're just going to keep him as like a kind of a slow and steady, slow damage dealer. Get the auras up, get the survivability, like get Shiva's Guard next or something like that. Or maybe you go for Dragon Lance and Mjolnir. Oh, Yule Scepter onto the Crystal Maiden. She's pretty tanky with the hood, but there's 4 heroes here. Rip CM. Oh, she had a killing spree also. Now she has a pipe. The CM's pretty darn farmed. And still, like, the farm is coming up on the Venomancer and the Medusa, and they are very, very rich. But no one else on LFY really have much going for them. Medusa TP out, not cancelled by the Lina. XSS is going to get dusted. That means it's time to run. Roll in, kick from LPC. Not even going to try it. No vision for a Yule is probably not even worth the time. You can see the lane equilibrium, though, starting to shift because of this Tinker's impact in the game. Top lane, tier 2 already down, being shoved all the way to close to the tier 3. Baboka also helping out in that regard. Well, without a hammer, cannot properly find this Tinker. If they do try to set up a trap for the Tinker, then you're also going to have to worry about this. The way to kill off Tinker is going to put you at risk of getting jumped by a Legion Commander. By just having a couple heroes hiding in the trees, a Legion Commander and a Life Stealer can very easily kill you off if you're wrong. So you either go in and find the Tinker and end up getting lucky, or get jumped by a Legion Commander Life Stealer and get blown up. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not happy with either of those choices. They will go for the Roche. Desolator will do its work. Burning gets a double life. And Banana thinking about going in. He's very durable. He has a lot of backup as well. Roll in from LPC. Stun will miss. Q's going to duck into the south end. And they're going to isolate Burning, but he has the Aegis, so he's okay doing this for the team as long as they can reinforce him at his second life. Banana going to get hit with the Laguna Blade. That hood going to hold for right now. Swap out is there, but they still get the win for XSS, and Burning is back. Monet is going to turn on the Stone Gaze, but it's not going to do nearly enough. Tinker jumps right into the thick of things. Will take a lot of damage there, but Burning is still alive. The heal on OP is going to get him out of there. Burning going to chase away Monet in the meantime with XSS. Jumping forward to help him out. Burning's going to give up on the Medusa, go for DDC instead. Not sure if the Warlock deserves that, but he's dead either way. It's a 4 for Aegis exchange in favor of IG. And that is the power of Duel. Lock down the Venomancer, get even more damage. The CM somehow dodging that initial roll in from the Earth Spirit. And that dodge, I think that was just crucial. If she does get hit with the stun, she most likely does not get the pipe off, or at least not on as many heroes. Does not live for as long, and therefore Insight Aura gets a lot weaker. She sets off this huge chain reaction of being weak, and now Burning, well, is going to get jumped, swap back. Heal is a little bit too late. They still LSA Vengeful Spirit, but IG should not be in this area at all. They do have the Tinker starting to fire in with the missiles. LSA is again fantastic from Baboka. They do isolate Monet. Can they kill off this Medusa? She is very, very fat, but another LSA to land. They're right-clicking into Mana Shield, which is holding right now. And now the Stone Gaze, Q and Baboka, the sisters, got baited in by Medusa and will pay the price. OP will assassinate the Earth Spirit in the meantime. Now jump back down to the low ground, looking for Monet. He does not have enough here, but the Legion Commander is going to return to this fight with the duel, claim some easy damage. OP trying to TP out. Are you kidding me, OP? Yes, he's fine. Whew. All planned, all calculated by OP's Tinker. Oh my lord. OP, as I said, is a monster. XSS now up to 84 damage. And that started off with LFY getting an absolute free pickoff. Jeebus. Legion Commander's level 23. Level 23 on the Tinker. Yeah, this is pretty good. It's pretty good. So, Tinker probably with laser damage? Spell Lifesteal, not really sure if that's... that's actually pretty good up against LFY because of the damage coming out from the Venomancer. It's very slow, so you have a lot of time to kind of counterbalance that. Evoca's going to wander right over a sentry. Roll in is going to be wide. They will still dust her. She's on the run. Run, Lina. Oh, Yule Scepter. She has her own, which will purge the dust, but she has no Shadow Blade afterwards. Where's the help? Save the Lina. Rip. They get a Lina. That's, oh my god, you're gonna give them 1,000 gold? I mean, Lina has 12k net worth 31 minutes in from a support player, so it does make sense, I guess. It's just kind of wrong to see a support give away that much cash, you know? CM with the pipe, looking at Force Staff next, is level 18 herself. And XSS got a Life Stealer with him. You know, we usually do see the extra purges come out from the minus press the attack cooldown. But if you get level 25 really early, and if you're still getting dual kills, is it perhaps worth getting the dual victory bonus? I mean, we don't really see it ever. But that's also because Legion Commanders usually don't get to level 25 this quick. Just get one dual victory and... I don't know, I mean, press the attack cooldown is just so good. I kind of want to see it, just so I can say I saw it. Lifestealer's only level 21. I mean, he's died a couple times burning, but... Again, this is like some sort of bizarro world where XSS is 23, OP is 23, and Burning's 21. Boka's right behind Burning. Something is going wrong with the world. But this is also like, you know, a Core Venge who has about, you know, almost the same net worth as the support CM. One day, Super, you'll... Actually, no, you're not going to get there. There's a hand of Midas on CM. You're probably never going to get there. Here we go, another smoke up. IG, want that dual damage. Give me that damage. And LFY, they don't see it this time. But they do know that there are some heroes over in mid. Because, you know, missiles and spears don't come out of nowhere. They will find Banana, or Bananamancer. He is so dead. Imagine if he was level 25, plus 40? Yeah, that's pretty good. Tower's gonna fall. It was pretty much dead anyway. And the Venomancer down for 70 is gonna mean that, hey, they can take another tier 2 on the bottom lane. And LFY, they would love to make a defense right now, but despite having the Warlock ultimate, I don't think it's in the cards. Can they force out a buyback on the Venomancer? It is. Oh my god. Are you kidding me right now? Eye of Scotty Lina. Now I've seen it all, guys. Monet, Lincoln Sphere will block a laser. Still able to right click in, but the Legion Commander jumps in. Super swaps the Medusa out. The Stone Gaze is still active. It's going to petrify XS for a little while, and they will isolate OP in the back end. Not much damage is going towards him, though. He's going to straight travel out of there. Yule Scepter will cancel. He needs some help right now. Where's his friends? Nowhere. He's going to commit Sudoku and take the express trip back to his base. LFY, don't lose anyone there. As IG go in perhaps a little bit too aggressively. But ultimately don't give over any gold to LFY. 0 experience as well, so no harm, no foul. Level 25 Legion. Show it to... Damn it. Again, it's not good. It's not better than press the attack cooldown, but I just wanted to see it, guys. I just wanted to see it. I mean, she's getting enough dual damage as it is. It's not like she needs extra duels. Plus 100 is fine. If you end the game with 100, you're pretty happy with that. Most I saw was like 200 something. She's definitely getting there given the pace of this game. Burning an XSS, BFF, AE. Not really sure if they're going to find anyone here. Not really sure what the Roche cooldown is looking like either. But Bananamancer? No, Medusa. That's a tough sell. Mostly because they don't have any way of popping the Lincoln Sphere, but they will BKB in blind, looking for the Bananamancer. He force-staffs himself out. Monet pops the Stone Gaze. Exorcist and Burning, though, this time will not be petrified. No, Burning will be. He's in a little bit of trouble. We'll get that purged off immediately, and now running off to the south. It'll be him and XSS. The BFF separated. XSS will be brought down by right clicks, I think. Yes. Should be dealt with. Burning in the meantime. Will Rage to prevent the last magical damage. OP left behind by his allies. Will still have another suicide, but oh, blast LPC, then kill himself. Okay, so it will be a 1-for-1 trade. Not a good exchange, though, for IG. Giving a lot of gold from that Legion's death over to the LFY team. This just seems like jumping over that aggressively. If they were able to duel the Venomancer, that would have been great, but at this point, with Force Staff on the Venomancer, with that necessary prep time of scoping out the area, which gives the Venomancer a split second to Force Staff. Medusa at this stage, pretty darn dangerous. These towers should be pretty easily siegeable by her, especially once this Moon Shard comes up. If she actually is going to go for that, I'm kind of surprised she was going for it. Q, what you doing, bro? No TP. Run! Run the other way now. Okay, well, Q's dead. IG are starting to give away a lot to LFY right now. I mean, the Tinker is dying in all these engagements. He is denying himself, which is kind of nice. And he is keeping the side lanes pushed out whenever he can. He actually did go for the spell lifesteal. Again, it is really good versus the damage over time effects of LFY. And it's just good in general, especially if you're blinking in as aggressively as he is. Roshan, in the meantime, being dealt with. IG nowhere in the area to respond to this. And even if they were to come in, Plague Wards everywhere would necessitate a smoke. Venomancer, Force Staff, Aghanim Scepter. Huge damage on this Poison Nova. But, you know, then again, huge damage, right clicks from this Lina. Didn't pick up the plus 50 damage. At this point, I'm pretty sure she's regretting that. She is going to be a core Lina, a mid Lina, up in the house. And is going to be doing some serious deeps. Speaking of serious deeps, Lifestealer now has another good way of getting through that Lincoln Sphere at worst. Of course, at best, helps you tear through that Medusa. The Warlock, though. I mean, we have Hand of Midas unlike everyone, so everyone's going to have some pretty huge items. That's a double rock to drop. Venomancer, we already went over him. Really surprised that the Venge hasn't gotten a Hand of Midas in this game. Would have been a huge pickup for her at this point. Would have been able to transition into this ghetto, poor, poverty version. But the Lifestealer had Hand of Midas into Bloodthorn, into almost 6-slotted actually. Pretty savage. Legion has an AC. Nice armor item to have for sure up against Medusa. Lots of even damage on the Medusa compared to single target focus. So the AC aura does kind of double duty. And the CM has not all that much. But it's a CM. That's fine. The Boca just waiting for some poor sucker to defend top lane. A little bit surprising that LFY aren't teleporting back for this. You definitely don't need anyone more than the Medusa on this bottom lane. She will go to work and should be able to bring it down pretty easily. Is that a full MKB coming? Yes, it is. And she doesn't even have enough room for that. I mean, Midas obviously is going to be swapped out, but Medusa's looking at a 6-slot status very soon. Replace the Aegis with something. Butterfly? Maybe not Butterfly against Bloodthorn. It's a pretty decent item to have. Get that Moon Shard going. Monet is dangerous. Also, this MKB makes laser. I mean, that's pretty much the chief reason why I got it, but it makes the laser blind ineffective. Tinker didn't go all in for that. He's going to go for a Sheepstick build-up. And they're once again looking at the Bananamancer. Not really with everyone, though. They're going to let him go. XSS is on bottom. Burning is off farming. But LFY are taking some pretty big steps around the map. Took out mid, no resistance. Took out bot, no resistance. Looking to take out top, which for some reason still has a tier 1. And should be met with no resistance. There's some serious split push going on around the map here for IG. But for LFY, they are smoked up and looking to intercept. Ember Spirit's got initiation and then some. Is that? Yeah, that's a Baboka bomb. XSS is not in a safe spot. Dire scan, they don't see anything. XSS, luckily for him, doesn't have a creep camp here to farm. That could have been dangerous, but is spotted by a Dire Observer Ward now. Is a little bit too far, I think, for them to go for. Double damage Lina. I think, no-brainer Fiery Soul Stack game for her. And is once again stealthed up. And there's a couple targets nearby, but close enough to one another so that it's not a safe pick. Boca is just hiding. Yeah, it's time to leave. Time to join up with the crew. Full 5-on-5. IG really don't want to fight in this Roshan area. They want to fight in lane. It's where OP is able to reinforce. Should he go down? Or should he just need more mana or something like that? And this is like that lifestealer issue I was talking about earlier. At this point, he's filthy rich, so it doesn't really matter. Spend too much time in a friend, then yeah, you're gonna get poor. Hey, life advice. BKB on the lifestealer. That's interesting. BKB is actually not that great up against LFY, bar the Venomancer. That is something that he will want to block as much as he can. The armor talent is going to be huge here, though. Up against the Dusa. BKB doesn't do anything versus the swap, the Warlock, nor the Medusa. Stone Gaze, that is. XSS. Straight pushing bottom. And tier 2 is still being pushed on the top lane. Force LFY to back off. Let's see, how many 6-slot heroes are we gonna have? Baboka is, I think, going to get there. Lifestealer is pretty much there. Tinker, XSS, they're all very, very close to it. Tinker is one of the few heroes in the game that can actually go, 6-7 slots and still be very effective with all of those items. Other heroes have to take a little bit of a hit to their effectiveness. At least have some APM issues, but Tinker can, make full use of it. And, oh, Lina. Boca will use up the Earth Spirit. Doesn't get hit with a kick. Now I'm going to try to get some more Fiery Soul stacks, but that Scotty is oppressive. Boca will get picked off. LFY are actually doing pretty well for themselves. Rallying behind this Medusa. Just holding a Moonshard right now, and oh, baby, I like it. It's probably the best way for them to lose the game. It's down to tier 3. BKB's to TP out. That's a 10-second? No, never mind. It's a very low duration. Seems like it's been a long time since we've seen a fight, though. Tier 3 down means that shrines are now open for them to take. Still, Lifestealer is in Tinker. I can tell you one thing. This is This is not going to be something that LFY expect. If they catch a Tinker, they're like, oh, sweet, free Tinker kill. And then suddenly Lifestealer. Alternatively, if Venomancer actually sticks around here, is all alone and is going to be hopped on by OP and Burning. They saw him. Jukes all day! Sick jukes from Banana. Don't move. The Tinker's vision is based on movement. IG seem to be okay with just riding these Hand of Midases to like a full 30 slot team. Oh my god, it's happening. It's freaking happening. Aghanim Scepter on the Crystal Maiden. I mean, it is situationally very powerful. Like, I think as far as just raw power level Aghanim Scepter. Oh, by the way, Baboka's in a lot of trouble. Here comes the kick. He'll dodge it. Jump in. Oh, the Earth Spirit messed up his Yules. Jukes from Baboka all day. Magic Missile will whiff up against the Invis. Here comes the Earth Spirit Vision once again. Baboka's on the run. And, okay, now he's spotted for sure by LPC. I think they see the Lina. And she's going to try to Yules herself. That's not going to cut it. Space created, perhaps. She's level 25, by the way, this support Lina with an MKB Eye of Scotty. I would normally say support Lina, who cares? But, yeah. That hits pretty hard. A lot of downtime, despite having that, that death timer talent. But yeah, as far as, like, raw power level is concerned, in an ideal world, an Aghanim Freezing Field is insane. You get even more Freezing Field duration. They're just going to swoop in and steal Raxes before anyone can claim it in return. Swap in from OP, though. He is probably going to be able to suicide himself or just get force staff down to the low ground. Here comes Q's ultimate. You got to watch out because now your Frostbin and the Freezing Field is still ticking away. It actually doesn't do that much damage. It's kind of disappointing. Now Q, though he did get another Frostbite off onto the Medusa, is going to get dueled up with Burning here in XSS. They will claim the duel victory. Medusa down. Q is still alive. Will finally go down. OP teleports himself out and Burning, hot on Banana's heels or tail or whatever, is going to be forced away. Here comes LPC. Has a kick which will be juked out by Burning. And he's just baiting for some allies. Tinker should be returning soon. He's going to look for something to invest into or just a kill onto Super. Look at all the lifesteal he's getting right now. And he will get the kill somehow. Looks like with that soul burn of the Bloodthorn. But bottom lane Raxes have been claimed. Tinker not helping out Burning, just sacrificing him. The gem from IG was lost. But man, that Freezing Field did a hell of a lot of damage. Okay, just believe me, guys. It did a lot of damage. I mean, how often do you get to see an Aghanim's Crystal Maiden? Maybe a lot more nowadays, since Hand of Midas seems to be a staple item. But LFY still lose a set, or not a full set, but a melee Rax. And still we see Burning. It's an absolute monster. He actually did take down Monet. That was a dual win, I think. Yeah, 120. It will do most of the work so that Monet can swoop in and start clearing out the rest of it. Monet did buy out. So if they kill him again, which is unlikely should Medusa pick up an Aegis, that will be a big opening for IG. But without Burning here, it doesn't seem like that's really in their best interests. Medusa's going to eat the Moon Shard. Grab the Aegis. Not with enough money for the Rapier just yet, which is unfortunate. Grabbing Aegis and a Rapier at the same time as a Medusa, really hard to counter. What's Tinker going for? Shiva's? Sure. I wonder what OP's APM is. I mean, obviously right now it's not huge, but when you're working with 7 slots of items, your APM's got to be out of control. Refresher Ags on the Warlock. Speaking of powerful Ags ultimates. Got Legion Commander with 3.3k HP. This has got to be bugged, right? This isn't right. Is that... the first time for everything? I'm down, man. I mean, plus 120 damage. Hitting very, very hard. You can afford some non-DPS items, I guess. I wouldn't have imagined this one, but sure. By the way, Dusa. Shipping out the Monkey King bar for a Divine Rapier. Too sure if I like that. I mean, Divine Rapier is insane, obviously. But I feel like Travels is probably less essential. If you are just going to walk down the lane and push it with the Rapier, you don't really have to walk down that quickly. You can just go slowly. If you get lasered, obviously Divine Rapier becomes pretty bad. XSS. He's feeling pretty darn confident. Blinking into the enemy ancient camp. I mean, he has an observer ward overhead. That is still not something that you want to be doing all the time, though. He has backup, I guess, right around the corner in the form of OP plus burning. Hasn't gotten all that much in the way of items, but Abyssal next. Most likely an S&Y replacement. It's a good mid-game, an armlet placement, rather. Both good mid-game items, but when you're pushing 50 minutes in, it's a little bit too light of an item. Man, casting for 8 hours straight, 2 consecutive hour-long games. It looks like Baboka. He is going to be giving him the juke. Slow roll from LPC. Gale misses. The kick misses. Just a clown fiesta of initiation from LFY. And Baboka's just gonna walk right out of there. That's actually pretty funny, man. Maybe not like haha clown funny, but like sad funny. Either way, the Medusa, she still has this Divine Rapier, is gonna switch out the Travels for the Monkey King bar, so Laser's still a dead item. And Monet, hexed up. Watch out for the swap though, it's level 3 at this stage. If OP gets swapped out, he will be in a lot of trouble. He will get swapped out. In fact, Burning's gonna pop right out, but here come the Golems. There's number 1 from DDC. Still has yet to refresh it. They'll drop a Laguna Blade onto Super, but he's still surviving through all of it. Burning's doing a lot, but not quite enough. Maybe he's spent a little bit too long in OP and is now gonna be driven away. Both the Tinker and Lifesteal will fall Q. Not looking too hot either, despite getting a very long channel to Freezing Field. Baboka off to the side is going to try to take down Super, but he's so tanky, and no one's dealing with Monet and the Divine Rapier. They'll lose the entire set of racks, but uh-oh, what's happening over in mid lane? XSS, the Rat, is ignoring this Fiesta over in mid. In the meantime, they're just trying to drive them out of the base, but is looking for Megas. He got Megas! The Rat, XSS, you bastard, is going to claim Megas from LFY, so as long as IG hold this, and don't lose right now, they should be winning this game, although still it's not looking the greatest for them. DDC off to the side is going to hex up, jump in from XSS. He's going to get the duel off, and it looks like it may just be a dual victory. Yes, he's a little bit wealthier now. Warlock's going to buy out off to the side. Q with the BKB is right-clicking Super, and OP is on the run. He just bought back, and he's not going to have another way to return to this engagement. Not for another 90 seconds. The Mega Creeps are flooding the base. LFY, though, still with this Medusa, are just gonna go for it. XSS, the Rat Bastard again, is going for it as well. We have ourselves a base race scenario, but Monet has a Divine Rapier. He's just gonna go to town on the racks. Is Burning to try to get on top of him. I don't know if he has enough damage. It's gonna be super close. If he gets him, that will be huge. But the juice from Monet, just running away, just kiting. He can't do it in time. XSS in the meantime is nowhere close. And LFY win. What the hell? What the fuck is this game? There's 54 minutes of Midasing. And then just a base race with the Divine Rapier Aegis? Holy crap. LFY, if I press continue, do I even get to see the scoreboard? I don't know from Dota TV. I hope I do. Yes, I do. Look at that. I should probably join the lobby real fast, guys. Let's see if I get the password. Alright, hopefully they're still there, but yeah, no recap. We're just gonna try to join the lobby. That was a Dota TV game. Guys, game 3 coming up soon.